Okay, this is my response to Miami Prepper's video on boundaries. He has a pretty simple question, but it's a little complicated actually. Okay, let's assume it's a full-blown SHTF situation, total collapse, power grid's down, you call 911, no one responds. Well, a stranger comes. At what point will that stranger have to pass a boundary to make you feel unsafe? First of all, I don't think there's a such thing as a safe boundary, to be frank. Beyond that, there's different types of boundaries. You know, there's boundaries for investigating, looking, seeing what the person's doing. For example, somebody enters your neighborhood and you have a reason to believe they're associated with a criminal organization or they're doing something to target someone. You definitely want to be looking at what they're doing and sharing information and figuring out what's going on. There's another boundary where you start to question people. They come onto your property. That's a good time to really question them, or you send them on the way. If they don't, then you got to handle that. If somebody tries to enter your house, and that's a point where you use force to defend yourself from somebody who's trying to do you bodily harm. So there's different boundaries set up there. So he was talking about investigating. Investigating, you're just looking. You're just looking, trying to gather information. You can do that with anybody who enters your neighborhood, your block, or whatever. Just not necessarily questioning, but trying to figure out what the heck they're doing. Safe boundary. Well, that's all going to be relative. I don't know if I would ever feel entirely safe in SHTF, but that's just how I would approach the situation. I don't know if this really answers this question, but all right, guys. Check out his original video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Oh yeah, I'm starting to get more propane, so I want to obviously store it safely and do some research on how much propane you can store inside the home. I'm probably going to build a shed actually in the backyard or somewhere so I can put some propane back there, because I'm relying on propane as alternative heating in case there is a power grid failure or something like that. I've been thinking about a generator, but the generators are so loud, man. You can use a generator to turn on your furnace, but the thing is, my strategy with the propane is just going to be to heat up a certain area of the house where we're at, if it's in the middle of the winter, for maybe a couple hours a day, maybe 2 or 3 hours a day, and have it so that it's survivable. Not necessarily comfortable, but survivable. I think if you're going to try to get a gas generator and try to have your furnace going 24/7 in a SHTF situation, you're going to be disappointed. You can only store so much gas. I think it might be smarter to go with diesel, and you're going to have to spread that out. And the problem is, it's going to make so much noise if you're in the city. It's going to attract people. People are going to hear that from a long, long way. So, all right, guys.